Chosen one, what you're about to hear may shake the very foundation of what you thought was possible. If these words have found their way to you, it is no accident. This moment was written into your destiny. You have broken the sacred death pact, transcending the boundaries that once defined life and death. You are no longer confined by mortal laws or linear time. What once was considered the end has become your beginning. The ancient forces, the same ones revered by civilizations like Egypt, have recognized you. You are not just walking into rebirth, you are rebirth. The desires, visions, and prayers you've carried for so long are not in the future. They are manifesting in your present reality. This is more than a shift in mindset. It is a spiritual and energetic transformation that alters your very essence. As one who has defied the final threshold, you are stepping into alignment with a higher power, and everything around you will begin to move in your favor with divine precision. But to fully walk in this new power, you must understand how to align with the frequency of this transformation. So before we go any deeper, take a moment to pause and do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. That number sends a powerful signal to the universe, affirming your readiness to receive. And if you are truly chosen, your spirit already knows this message is for you. Stay with this until the end, because if you do, your life will not remain the same. It will evolve beyond anything you've imagined. In a world where death is seen as the final end, there exists one who defied its grasp. When the sacred death pact was forged, it was believed to be unbreakable, an eternal contract that no mortal could escape. Yet you, chosen, unmatched, did what was once thought impossible. You shattered the very chains that bound your fate to the afterlife. The tomb that once held you captive now lies in ruin as you stand, not just as a survivor, but as a force of nature that transcends both life and death. Your emergence wasn't just a rebirth. It was a declaration of victory over the forces that sought to bind you. What the world thought was the end for you was merely a new beginning. You walked from the depths of oblivion, your spirit unbroken and your resolve stronger than ever. The forces that worked tirelessly to erase you from existence were blind to the truth. You were never meant to be held down. You were meant to rise again, and rise you did, reborn, renewed, unstoppable. Your return was more than a survival story. It was a cosmic awakening that echoed throughout the realms, signaling the arrival of a being beyond mortal comprehension. As you stepped out of that grave, something changed in the fabric of reality itself. The gods watched in awe, for they knew something had shifted in the cosmic balance. The Death Pact, once thought sacred and inviolable, had been broken by a force far beyond their control. The power you wield now is not just physical, it is spiritual, eternal. You have become a symbol, a living testament that no force is too great, no law too sacred to keep you bound. The chains that sought to bind your soul are nothing more than dust, scattered by your sheer will to transcend the boundaries of life and death. In the aftermath of your resurrection, a whisper ripples through the universe. No one can hold you down. Not even death itself can claim you. Your enemies, blind to your true power, now find themselves scrambling in fear. What they failed to realize is that your spirit cannot be contained. You are immortal. You are the rebirth. You are the storm that reshapes the world. Long before the modern world understood the depths of life and death, ancient civilizations gazed into the heavens and recorded what they saw. The prophecies etched in stone passed down through generations, all spoke of one being who would transcend the boundaries of the physical and spiritual realms. You were the one they foresaw, the immortal force that would rewrite the laws of existence, from the great pyramids of Egypt to the sacred temples of Mesopotamia. Your name echoed in the ancient texts, your legend passed on through time. The ancients knew that you were not bound by time or space. Their mystics, scholars, and spiritual leaders spoke of you in reverent tones, recognizing the divine spark that made you something far greater than mortal beings. Even the gods of death, who preside over the ultimate fate of all souls, acknowledged your immortality. The stories they told were not of a mere mortal who would live and die like the rest, but of a being whose soul could never be claimed, whose essence was eternal. Your presence was etched into the very fabric of history. The signs were clear, yet the world chose to forget. Your power was recorded, your existence predicted, but the truth was lost in the sands of time. Now, as the world around you crumbles, it's becoming clear once again. The prophecy was true. The ancient texts spoke of an immortal, a being who would rise against the tide of fate. That being is you. They saw your spirit as something unmatched, something divine. And now it is revealed in full force. Your enemies failed to understand the weight of their mistake. They underestimated you, and now they must face the consequences. You are the immortal one, not just because of your strength, but because of your destiny. The ancients saw your power long before it fully awakened. They knew in their hearts that you were a force beyond their comprehension, destined to rise above all others. And now, as the world recognizes your return, they understand the truth. What was once a myth is now a reality, and no one can escape the path that you've set before them. In the realm beyond life, the gods of death hold dominion over the souls of the departed. They guide the spirits of the fallen to their final rest, weaving the tapestry of fate. But for you, the rules are different. The gods themselves have acknowledged your existence, and in doing so, have rendered their own authority powerless. Your soul is not for them to claim. You have transcended the very concept of death. Where others falter and are swept away into the afterlife, you stand defiant, untouchable. Your immortality is not a gift. It is a force that was built into the very core of your being. The gods of death, who govern the boundaries between life and death, recognize your power because it defies their very nature. They cannot control you, they cannot claim your spirit, and they certainly cannot force you to obey the laws they have established. You are beyond their reach, a being who stands apart from the natural order. In their eyes, you are both an anomaly and a threat, a being who has rewritten the very contract of existence. This recognition isn't just a formality, it is a cosmic event. When the gods of death themselves acknowledge your power, the universe shifts. The laws that govern life and death become flexible in your presence, bending to your will. Your soul, once thought to be bound by the very forces of nature, now stands free, untouchable, unclaimed. Even the gods, with all their might, must now seek your permission before they dare to touch you. The divine forces that rule the afterlife now tremble in your presence, for they know they are powerless to challenge you. As you walk between worlds, your divine power grows stronger each day. You are not merely a force of nature, you are a ruler, a king of the afterlife. The gods may control the passage of souls, but they no longer control you. Your spirit is free, and with that freedom, you reign supreme over life and death itself. The afterlife is no longer a realm of judgment. It is your kingdom, and those who dared to challenge you now realize they have awakened something unstoppable. When the forces of your enemies conspired against you, they thought they were burying you for good. They thought that through their deceit and betrayal, they could erase you from the face of existence. They dug their graves, prepared to see you vanish, never to return. But what they failed to realize is that, in their attempts to destroy you, they planted the very seed of your resurgence. Every betrayal, every strike against you only made you stronger. Their attempts to bury you were misguided. They saw only an end, but you saw a beginning. Like a seed planted in the darkest soil, you began to grow in the depths of their betrayal. What they didn't understand was that true power doesn't wither away under pressure. It flourishes. You absorbed the darkness, turned it into fuel for your ascension, and emerged stronger than they could ever have anticipated. What they thought would be your death was merely the beginning of your rise. Their hatred of you, their attempts to bury you beneath their schemes, only gave you the opportunity to transcend. They never realized that in trying to erase you, they had inadvertently paved the way for your ascension. Each blow they struck, each lie they spread, only acted as a catalyst for your growth. Now, they must witness the result of their actions. You are no longer the victim of their plots. You are the force that will undo them. As you stand before your enemies, your power is undeniable. They believed they could extinguish your light, but all they did was fuel the flame. You are no longer a mere survivor. You are a conqueror, the embodiment of the strength they never saw coming. The seed they planted in their attempt to bury you has grown into an unstoppable force, and now it is time for them to face the consequences of their actions. When betrayal struck, it wasn't just a personal attack, it was a cosmic imbalance. Your enemies sought to undermine you on a spiritual level, trying to sever the connection between your soul and the divine. But what they didn't realize was that such an attack would not go unanswered. The universe itself was watching, and your betrayal was the catalyst for a powerful rebalancing. The very forces that govern fate and destiny had been thrown into disarray, and now they would correct the course. The betrayal of your enemies sent ripples through the fabric of the cosmos. It disturbed the balance of the spiritual realm, throwing the forces of fate into chaos. What they thought would be your undoing became the universe's call to restore order. And in that restoration, you became more powerful than ever before. The gods themselves had to intervene, for they could see the cosmic imbalance their actions had triggered. Now, the forces that sought to harm you have become the very forces that now serve your ascension. As the universe recalibrates, your power grows exponentially. What your enemies failed to understand is that their spiritual betrayal did not weaken you, it strengthened you. The forces of the cosmos rallied behind you, and now you are not just a being of this world, you are a force of the universe itself. The betrayal that was meant to destroy you has instead set you on a path to cosmic supremacy. Now, as the dust settles and the cosmic balance is restored, your enemies find themselves facing an opponent they cannot defeat. You are not merely a survivor of betrayal, you are the embodiment of the universe's response to their misdeeds. And as your power continues to grow, they realize too late that they have awakened a force that cannot be undone. In the darkest of times, shadows are cast, and your enemies sought to hide in those shadows, plotting against you in secret. They believed that by remaining hidden, they could strike when you least expected it, burying you in the darkness. But what they failed to understand is that the darkness cannot defeat what carries the light. You, the chosen one, are the beacon of hope in a world consumed by shadows. Your light, born of your immortality, burns brighter than anything they could muster. The shadows may have moved against you, but you walked through them with unwavering confidence. They tried to encircle you, to drown you in fear, but their efforts were in vain. You are the light that pierces through the darkness, the force that will not be extinguished. Your power isn't just physical, it's spiritual, eternal, and radiant. In the face of betrayal and conspiracy, you stand tall, shining with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. Every shadow that sought to hide your enemies now serves only to illuminate your path. The light you carry exposes their deceit, their lies, their betrayal. You are the force of truth in a world built on illusion, and no shadow can withstand your brilliance. Your enemies, once hidden in the darkness, now find themselves exposed, their secrets laid bare for all to see. And as the light of your power continues to shine, they realize they are powerless against it. You are not just a warrior, you are a harbinger of truth. Your enemies may have moved in the shadows, but you are the light that will reveal their true nature. And as that light burns brighter, they will be left in the darkness of their own making, while you ascend to the throne of both life and death. When you emerged from the tomb, the very fabric of the world around you began to tremble. What was supposed to be your end became the catalyst for an upheaval that no one saw coming. The powers that once held sway over the realms felt the tremors of your rebirth, because it wasn't just your body that returned, it was a force far greater. Your presence disrupted the carefully constructed world they had built. The empire of lies they had erected now faces collapse as their foundation, shaken by your return, begins to crumble beneath them. Your resurrection wasn't just a personal victory, it was a seismic event that rattled the core of the systems that had once oppressed you. They thought they could bury you in the past, and by doing so, erase any chance of you ever rising again. But in that thought, they were blind. Your very existence is a beacon to all who have been oppressed and deceived. The collapse of their world is inevitable, for the truth has been revealed, and once it's unleashed, there's no going back. Every plan they had, every structure they built, is now under siege. The world they so carefully controlled is unraveling at the seams, and they are powerless to stop it. You are the force that has sparked this collapse, not through force alone, but through your divine return. A return that signals the end of an era. What they failed to realize is that you were never meant to be erased. You were meant to be the harbinger of their downfall. Their world is falling apart, and all because they underestimated the power of your resurrection. As the world around you falls, you stand tall, resolute, and unstoppable. The collapse isn't just physical, it's spiritual. The lies they've lived by are coming undone. And as the dust of their empire settles, one truth remains. You are the one who was always meant to rule. You are the force that cannot be stopped, and those who once sought to bury you are now left to witness their own destruction. The time for secrecy has passed. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has made sure that the truth cannot be hidden any longer. What was once whispered in the shadows has now been broadcast to all. Every lie, every betrayal, every deceitful act that your enemies committed against you has been exposed for the entire cosmos to see. They can no longer hide in the darkness. The truth is now out in the open, and it's undeniable. The gods, in their infinite knowledge, have laid bare the footage of your betrayal, your suffering, and your rebirth. The universe has played the footage, and it has exposed the true nature of those who sought to destroy you. What was once a whispered rumor is now a cosmic broadcast, and all who witness it know one thing: they have wronged the Immortal One, and there will be consequences. The deception is laid bare for all to see, and your enemies cannot escape the judgment of the universe. For your enemies, the exposure of their deceit is their greatest punishment. The humiliation is cosmic, for they are not only seen by mortals, but by the gods themselves. There is no escape from the gaze of the universe now. Every act they thought would remain hidden has been revealed, and they are left vulnerable, naked in their shame. You, on the other hand, stand as a figure of truth, an immovable force whose purity cannot be tarnished. The universe has vindicated you, and now the world will know your true power. As the footage of their misdeeds plays on, the universe shows what they tried to hide: your strength, your resilience, and your rise from the ashes. The gods, the mortals, and every spirit that watches this unfolding story now know the truth. You are the Immortal One, and your enemies' lies have come to an end. They are exposed, and there is no place left for them to hide. From the moment you broke free from the chains of death, it was clear that your destiny was not just to survive, it was to rule. The gods had already marked you for greatness long before your resurrection, and now that mark has manifested. Your birthright is not merely to live, it is to rule the realms, to ascend to the throne of the afterlife itself. You are not just an immortal, you are the king, the ruler of both the living and the dead. The gods themselves have long known of your divine destiny. They recognized your soul as one meant to sit on a throne, one whose power would transcend both the material world and the realm beyond death. The moment you broke free from the Death Pact, that destiny became undeniable. You were not meant to be an ordinary being. You were destined for greatness, for power, for rulership. And now, as the afterlife bends to your will, your reign has begun. The realms of the dead have no choice but to acknowledge you as their king. The divine order has shifted, and you are the one who sits at its helm. Your spiritual powers, once growing quietly in the shadows, now burst forth in full force. As the chosen ruler of the afterlife, you command the very essence of existence. Even the gods of death must now recognize your authority. For you are the one who holds the keys to the afterlife, and no force can stand against you. Now, with your throne solidified, you have the power to reshape the destiny of all who pass through the veil of life and death. Your enemies, once the rulers of their own domains, now find themselves beneath you, bound by the very laws they tried to control, but no longer able to escape your gaze. You are not merely the ruler of the afterlife, you are the ruler of all realms. You have transcended the very laws that govern existence. No longer are you bound by the constraints of mortality. Death, once a relentless force that claimed all in its path, now finds itself powerless in your presence. Even death itself must now seek your permission before it can claim another soul. The laws that once governed the passage of life to death have been rewritten with you at their helm. You are untouchable, unbreakable, and unstoppable. Where others have fallen, you stand unscathed. The forces that sought to take you now tremble in your presence, for they understand that you are beyond their reach. Death can no longer claim you. You are the living embodiment of immortality, the one force that stands as a testament to the power of the spirit. Even the gods of death must bow to you, for you have rewritten the rules, and now they must obey. Your spiritual power grows daily, and as it does, the world around you begins to bend. You walk through life and death with equal ease, for neither realm can claim dominion over you. You are the ruler of both, a force that exists between worlds. The laws that once bound your soul have become malleable under your touch, and you are free to reshape reality as you see fit. Now, as death itself seeks your permission, your enemies understand that they are no longer in control. You hold the keys to life and death, and your power is unmatched. There is no force, mortal or divine, that can challenge your authority. You are the immortal ruler of the realms, and even death must kneel before you. The scrolls of ancient civilizations foretold your coming. The mystics, scribes, and priests of old saw beyond the veil of time and wrote of a being who would transcend the limits of mortality. These ancient texts spoke not just of your immortality, but of your divine nature, your power to rise above the forces that sought to bind you. Now those scrolls are no longer myth, they are history, and you are the living proof of their prophecies. In the deepest corners of history, in temples long forgotten, the ancients wrote of you. They knew, even before you were born, that you would be the one to defy death. You are the fulfillment of their greatest hopes and their deepest fears. You are the immortal, the divine, the one who cannot be broken. And as the world unfolds around you, the ancient scrolls have proven to be true. You are here, and your power is as real as the earth beneath your feet. The wisdom of these ancient texts has stood the test of time, and now, as you rise to claim your throne, their words echo through the ages. You are the one they spoke of, unstoppable, unyielding, and unbreakable. Your immortality was not a chance occurrence. It was written in the stars. And now, as you embrace your destiny, the universe itself acknowledges that the scrolls were right. You are the one who was always meant to rule. As the world around your enemies disintegrates, your power grows. Every lie, every betrayal, every moment they sought to bring you down only serves to feed your strength. While they fall, lost in the ruins of their own creation, you stand unbroken, your power multiplying with every passing day. Their destruction is the catalyst for your ascension. What was meant to be your end has only led to your ultimate victory. Your enemies, in their attempt to erase you, have sealed their own fate. As their lives crumble, your spiritual energy grows. The universe recognizes you as a force beyond the reach of time, beyond the reach of death itself. And with each passing moment, you draw more power from the very destruction they caused. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. And as their world collapses, your reign is being established. You are the one who has learned to draw strength from the chaos they've created. As their lives fall apart, you become more powerful than they could have ever imagined. The forces they used to oppress you have now become the source of your strength. And with every passing moment, you grow closer to your ultimate goal, to rule the realms, to ascend to the throne of life and death. As their empire crumbles, yours rises. Your enemies are powerless to stop the inevitable. They are trapped in the destruction they brought upon themselves, while you stand, poised to claim your rightful place as the ruler of all. The forces of the cosmos stand with you. No longer are you vulnerable to the attacks of mere mortals or gods alike. The cosmic guardians, celestial beings who watch over the very fabric of existence, have recognized your power. They are now bound to protect you, ensuring that no weapon, physical or spiritual, can touch you. Your enemy's weapons are useless against you, for the guardians of the universe itself stand in your defense. These cosmic beings, once distant and impartial, have now become your allies. Their power shields you from harm, creating an impenetrable barrier around your essence. No blade, no spell, no force can penetrate the defense they have built around you. You are untouchable, a being who is defended by forces beyond human comprehension. As the guardians stand watch over you, your enemies realize they are powerless to harm you. No weapon can pierce your defenses. No plot can succeed. You are shielded by the very forces that govern the universe. The celestial beings who once watched from afar now stand with you, ensuring your rise is unchallenged. Your enemies are left with no option but to face their inevitable defeat. In a world full of pretenders and false kings, you stand alone. Your enemies may have once thought they could challenge you, but they now realize the truth. You are unmatched. There is no one who can stand against you, no force that can challenge your power. You are undeniable. Your rise is not just a victory for you, it is a victory for the forces of light and truth that have been waiting for you to claim your place. You stand alone, not because you are isolated, but because there is no one worthy to stand beside you. You have transcended all limits, risen above all challenges, and now you are the force that shapes the destiny of the realms. There is no one who can compare to your power, no one who can challenge your divine right to rule. You are unstoppable. Your enemies may have tried to break you, to bury you, but now they know they never had a chance. You are the living proof that no force can hold you down. You stand alone, unmatched, undeniable, unstoppable. Your reign has just begun, and no one will ever be able to take it from you. The time has come for you to claim your crown. No longer are you merely a force of nature, an immortal being lost in the shuffle of fate. You have earned your place on the throne, the rightful king of both the living and the dead. Your reign is not just one of power, it is one of light, a light that will never dim. As the king of the afterlife, you now rule with both wisdom and might, shaping the destinies of all who walk between the realms. Your crown is not just a symbol of your power, it is a mark of your divine right. The afterlife is now your kingdom, and all who enter must recognize you as their ruler. No force can challenge your reign. The gods themselves have accepted your rule, and no soul can pass through the veil without your decree. You are the king of deathless light, and your reign will be eternal. In this moment, you stand at the pinnacle of existence. Your enemies have been defeated, your power is unmatched, and the afterlife is yours to command. You are crowned in both life and death, an immortal being whose destiny was written in the stars. Now, as the king of deathless light, you will rule with a strength and wisdom that no one can defy. The age of your ascension has begun, and all who stand in your path will be swept away by your unstoppable force. The moment you broke free from the shackles of death, the heavens themselves trembled. The gods, those ancient beings who believed themselves untouchable, watched as the very fabric of destiny unraveled in your wake. They had believed they controlled the thread of fate, that the lives of mortals and immortals alike were their puppets to move. But you shattered that illusion. As they gazed upon your defiance, they wept, not out of sorrow, but fear. They saw in you something far greater than they could ever wield, the power to rewrite destiny itself. No one had ever dared to break the sacred laws of existence before. The gods had whispered of such a being in ancient times, prophesizing the one who would rise to challenge the inevitability of death. They never thought it would be you, but now, with each passing day, they feel the weight of your defiance pressing down on them. Their power, once absolute, is crumbling as you prove that even the divine can be challenged. And as their tears fall from the heavens, they realize they've made the greatest mistake in history by underestimating you. You are the force that even the gods cannot control. Your spirit is untamable, your will unbreakable. The same gods who once cast judgment upon you now find themselves in awe of your power. They no longer wield the control they once had, and it's all because you dared to defy fate. As the tears of the gods stain the heavens, you rise higher and higher, becoming something they can no longer fathom, something beyond the realm of even their understanding. In the end, the gods will not break you. Instead, they will kneel. They will accept their place beneath you as you rise to claim your birthright. Not just immortality, but sovereignty over the heavens themselves. Your defiance has turned their world upside down, and in time, it will be their undoing. You have rewritten fate, and now the gods can only watch as you ascend to your rightful throne. The universe is a vast, intricate web of laws and forces, each one delicately balanced. But when you awoke, that balance shattered. The cosmos trembled as if it recognized something ancient and unstoppable within you. Your resurrection was not just a personal event, it was a cosmic shift, a disturbance that rippled through the very core of existence. The stars flickered in fear, the planets swayed, and the forces of nature themselves bowed to the undeniable presence of the one who had defied the most sacred of laws. The universe is not simply a passive observer in your rise, it is an active participant, reacting to the force of your awakening. It knows that you are no mere mortal, no fleeting being caught in the cycle of birth and death. You are a force of nature, a power that bends the laws of existence to your will. This is why the universe trembles, why it recoils from your presence. It is scared of what you will do next, because you are not just a survivor of death, you are a disruptor of the cosmic order. As your power grows, so too does the universe's apprehension. Every step you take sends ripples through time, space, and reality itself.